No mai Huddy mai. It's the Huddy Hui. Find Huddy Sports on Instagram and Facebook. huddysports.co.nz. Now let's kōrero.
Kia ora, good evening and welcome to the Huddy Hui, episode 157. It was another busy weekend, just been on Huddy Sports, bringing you 4 games last Saturday, 3 Rugby League games, and also, of course, one of the first 15 semi-finals, Wellington College beating St. Pat's Town, so they booked their place into the final. And they're up against St. Pat's Silverstream again for the second year in a row. And our guest tonight is one of the co-captains for the Silverstream first 15, and he's one of the more promising fullbacks in Wellington as well. And William Davis joins us on the Huddy Hui tonight. William, many thanks for coming on. It was a tough semi-final last weekend against Rathkill. They came to play. What were the learnings from that semi-final victory?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to jump on here with you. So learnings from Rathkill semis, definitely just sticking to our systems and absorbing and working under pressure as a team, because our previous games, we haven't fully experienced a lot of pressure, so Rathkill really brought it. So we really had to just cope with that.
Now, excuse me, just a bit croaky tonight. The Silverstream is a first 15 heading into their 9th final in a row, with Silverstream winning the title in 2017 in the Wellington competition. How has the team been prepping for this Sunday's final?
Yeah, the team's been really good, just remaining calm. Obviously, the boys are up for it, really excited, but just not playing the game too early in our head, just, easing into it, treating it like any other game. So main thing, just remaining calm, but staying excited and really positive.
Was also to note on Saturday is the jerseys were presented by the 1985 Silverstream First 15 team. How important is it to have old boys come back and speak about their experiences for playing for the First 15?
Yeah, I guess it just shows how cool and important your First 15 rugby is, building lifelong friendships, just to see, from way back then, boys coming back together and reminiscing the times they used to play, and just shows our school's legacy as well. So it was really cool and special to have them come in.
Now, of course, you're up against Wellington College this Sunday. We'll talk about that game later. But back in June, you played the traditional out at Wellington College in what was a blockbuster traditional day. Wellington College stepped up in the second half. How did the team handle the pressure from Wellington College when they attacked your try line on several occasions and you kept them out?
Yeah, I think it was just good to understand, we're going to get scored on, and our mindset was just what's next, how are we going to fix what we've done wrong, or just that next job mindset. And also just trusting our systems and remaining blue-headed, just nice and calm. Obviously, fight till the game's over. The game had heaps in it. So, yeah, just remaining calm, Who
looks after the defence in the team?
John Herbert looks after our defensive systems. He's really good, real tactically smart. So, yeah, he looks after defence.
Have you ever played in such terrible weather conditions like it was that day out at Wellington College?
No, I think that was definitely probably the worst conditions I've played in. The field was quite boggy and it was raining as well. So, especially under the high ball, it was pretty testing. But, yeah, it was very fun.
How have you found the first 15 season for 2025? There seems to be a positive camp this year.
Yeah, really proud of how this team's come together, because, 16 new to first 15 boys coming in from seconds and thirds, just wrapping all the support we can around them and just being real positive and just making heaps of team first decisions, playing as a team. So, yeah, I'm really stoked with how our team's come together this year.
Start of the pre-season, you had Fielding and Marlborough Boys High School, which were losses for the team. However, the team bounced back the second week of the Term 1 holidays against St. Bees with a comprehensive win. What were the areas of improvement from those First 2 pre-season games.
Yeah, I think one of the main improvements we made was just role clarity. We came together as a team, had a couple of trainings, and just really got nailed in on our jobs, what we needed to do. And also, we had a full team for St. Bede's. I think fielding was more of a trial, and Marlborough boys, we had a few boys out, so it was really good just to have the full team together and get a good start to the season.
Now, you also early on came up against who are now crowned the Super 8 champions and the Moeska Cup holders, Palmerston North Boys High School. After a tough first half, you fought your way back in the second half to come close. What were the learnings from that game, that traditional, that the team has now built on when you probably go and play some of the tougher teams in New Zealand?
Yeah, I guess the main learning there was starting right from the get-go. I think we took quite a long time to get into the game. You know, they're a real physical side, so we really needed to match that. So I think we left it a bit too late because we were chasing the game. But the main learning was starting right from the get-go.
Who is the coaching staff this year? What qualities do they bring to the team?
Yeah, so first we've got John Herbert, one of the assistant coaches. He's defence and set piece. We've got Fred Ferretti. He's our attack coach. We've also got Nick Cooper. He is our backs coach as well. So all of them are very tactically smart. Also my dad as well, head coach, Carl Davis. So, yeah, they're all very, very smart people. They all bring their sort of bits to our team, and, yeah, they're all very good coaches.
And what's it like to have your father, Carl, as your head coach of the team?
I think I've very enjoyed it because he holds me accountable, but also encourages me a lot. So he's been my coach for my whole college career, and we've been to a final each year, which has been cool. We've won about 3. So he's been really good to have by my side and go through this journey together.
Now, one of the great experiences of First 15 rugby is getting to play at many grounds around New Zealand. You had the opportunity to play New Plymouth Boys at the Gully this year. How did the team handle the theatre of that ground, and what was it like playing on an artificial turf for a change?
Yeah, that was a really awesome trip. Unfortunately, their school didn't come out due to the rain. So we didn't quite get that full Gully experience, but it was still really a privilege to play on such a historical ground. And the turf, yeah, it was pretty tough, a few grazes here and there on the body, but it was a really cool experience getting up there and playing in such a nice ground.
Silverstream number 1172. Who was your debut against and what year?
Yes, I debuted last year, and I think it was St. Bede's or Nelson, like in the preseason game. But one of my first games was against Wellington College over the hill.
And how many games have you played to date for the First 15?
I think I've roughly played about maybe 30, just under maybe. Yeah, I think 30.
Where did you yourself? Each school has different milestones for significant achievements at First 15 rugby, also known as caps. What does it take to earn a cap at Silverstream?
So to earn a cap at our school, you have to start 5 traditional matches. So there's 6 in a year. So you have to start 5 of those.
And when did you earn your cap? And who presented it to you?
Yeah, so last year I earned my cap against Wellington College during that traditional. And my family presented that, mum, dad, and my little brother.
Oh, that is fantastic. Now, speaking about First 15 rugby, St. Pat's Town traditional. I deliberately didn't include this one in the questions I sent you. Did you score that try or not? And what did you say to the ref? Yeah,
I was 100% confident I scored that. But obviously, you got to respect that refs aren't going to see everything on the field. But I thought it was pretty obvious. But you know, move on, next job. But
Exactly.
yeah, I was pretty gutted about that.
We called it a try upstairs. We saw you ground it, so that's all right. So,
Yeah,
but that's all right. You got to move on. Not everyone's perfect. Now let's look
yeah,
on
yeah.
your positional play. You've been playing fullback mostly this year, but over the last few years, you played wing, midfield, and first five for the first 15. And it seems fullback has become your position of choice. Has it always been your preferred position, and why is that?
Yeah, I do really enjoy playing fullback just because you get a lot of space and time and you see everything. So it gives me a good opportunity to run the ball or kick and pass. So I do really enjoy fullback, but I'm looking to move into the midfield next year maybe because yeah, I quite enjoyed that position when I've had a chance to play that.
In terms of fullbacks and midfields, what inspiration do you get from some of those players that play at the professional level?
I think my main guy that I looked up to is Will Jordan. Always like to watch him play, and especially for this year coming into fullback, he's been a really good idol to watch and set examples for me. So yeah, definitely note down some of the stuff he does very well and try and put some of that into my game.
What are some of your skill sets as a fullback and your main strengths of your game?
I think one of my main strengths would be just running the ball like from a kick return. I do like to have a bit of space and exploit that. Also, I do like defense as well. I think my defense has definitely gotten better over the years. So those are my two main strengths.
Not only is the first 15 top of the premiership and heading into a final, rugby at Silverstream across a lot of grades is up there in the top two positions of the grades across the Wellington competition. Signs of a strong rugby culture. Who has helped create rugby to be strong at the college?
I think the main guy out there is Tim Mannix. He's the director of rugby at our school, and he organises everything in terms of our pre-seasons and off-season. Like juniors and seniors have their separate off-seasons and pre-seasons, and then we come together and have trial matches. And yeah, he's just really good in terms of, he's wrapped a lot of support around everyone. He's made everyone feel included, and yeah, he's just top guy. Does really well.
You've also been part of one of the great teams at Silverstream Rugby, the second 15, which has won the Premier grade for several years now. What makes that team special?
I think one of the main things there is Warwick Bowden, Mr. Bowden. He's been coaching that team for many years now, and he's been very successful. That team, second's a very special environment because it's kind of setting you up to play next year or like the higher levels in terms of first 15. So, yeah, it's a really cool group to be a part of. Heaps of cool games you can play, like the traditionals like Hastings boys, Palmy boys. But yeah, it's a special group, that second 15.
And let's go back in time. Where did you start your junior rugby?
I started at Petone Rugby Club. That's where I played my junior rugby.
And of course, Silverstream, you've been at for the last few years, year 13 this year. How's your academics going, and what is your favourite subject?
My academics have been very good. For level 1 and 2, I've managed to get merit endorsement and then aiming to try and get excellence this year. My favourite subjects are definitely biology and English. So those are the two subjects I really enjoy, thrive in.
That's fantastic indeed. Good to see, as well as your rugby, your academics are really strong as well. One of the other things that you have achieved this year is a sense of leadership at the college. You're one of the deputy head boys of the college. How have you handled that responsibility, and how has that helped your rugby?
I think the main thing for me was just finding out what my priorities were and just making sure I'm getting a really good balance in my time, because obviously leadership and rugby very busy. So just having a notebook, just making sure I'm up to date with everything. And I guess being a leader at school also helped me with rugby was because you have to speak speak in front of a lot of crowd, like a lot of people. And I kind of think that just relates to my on-field like communication, just being confident in talking. So yeah, leadership has helped me a lot in terms of growing my leadership on the field as well, and just encouraging the boys and getting vocal.
What other sports have you played during your time at Silverstream?
I have played basketball, but that was more social, just with all the boys. But also I did play junior A and senior A touch a few years ago, but I had to drop that because I was losing too much weight playing that. So I had to make sure I was keeping my weight up for rugby. But other than that, I did old boys, which is athletics.
Yep.
So I did a long jump and triple jump for that. Didn't do too well, but it was still a good experience.
Do you get to compete at McKevity in those events?
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty interesting because there were some real good like long jumpers from Wellington College and St. Pat's Town that they were real impressive. So that was quite fun.
Going back to rugby, what has been your best try for Silverstream and why?
I think my favourite try would have been from Rathkill, because I feel like that try made me realise that when I back myself and run with pace, and that just it sort of helps me because just trusting my running game because it was off a kick and I had space. So yeah, it just made me realise to, when I get the ball, make a decision and stick with that, just have confidence and punch. Yeah.
Now, referee sort of made your first 15 in New Zealand. As I mentioned before, the gully is special and unique. What makes the number one at Silverstream unique? And do you still get told off by staff if you walk on it during the day?
Yeah, the number one at school's been a very special ground for me. Like going through year 9 to year 11, watching the first 15 boys run out, it's real special because of the tunnel and all the boys getting out, showing support and doing the haka behind you as well. I feel like that's real special to me. Just shows really good brotherhood. So the atmosphere there is crazy, but also I think they've gone a bit light on telling the boys to not walk on the number one. But I remember a few years ago it was almost like illegal to do that. So yeah.
Oh, well, it was illegal in my day when I was there, and there was always, I think, might have been Mr. Peck and Mr. Giles that used to yell from one side of the school to the other. So it was sacrosanct field, just still got to look after that field.
Yeah.
And it's actually held up pretty well this year too, considering the weather. So, which I've been quite impressed with.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides the Silverstream number one, is there any other first 15 ground around New Zealand that you've played at, and is the toughest you've found?
I'm going to be honest, I think that Wellington College ground from this year was tough, not only because of the conditions, but the atmosphere as well. It was quite cool walking down the stairs with their school on either side. And just the atmosphere was crazy. Like, it was very loud, like under the high ball, you could just hear the air horns blowing and all the boys chanting. So it's quite a cool atmosphere, but it's tough. Yeah.
Who's been the biggest influences in your rugby career to date?
Definitely my dad. He's just been with me, coached me through all my rugby career so far. Always holding me accountable, like I said before, but he always encourages me when I do the right stuff. Also, people like Dan Carter, Ma'anonu, and Will Jordan, obviously, been people who I've looked up to since I was young for the All Blacks.
Who has been the toughest opponent you have played against, and why? I'm
going to say Palmerston North boys. I've played them and I haven't yet bet them yet. So they're definitely a very tough side, very skilled. They're real physical and they've got some fast backs as well. So definitely the toughest opponent I've had never bet them. So yeah.
And particularly when you play up there at Palmerston North, that's even tougher as well. You went up there for the Hurricanes semi-final last year, and you put up a good fight, but they sort of got away in that last 20, didn't they?
Yeah, opened us up a little bit.
Let's have a look here. If there's one game you've played in your rugby career where you've learnt the most about yourself as a player, what is that one game?
I'm going to go back to the Dub C traditional again as well. I think it just taught me that you just got to get those little 1%ers right, especially, under the high ball, making the right decisions. Like, I didn't have to do anything spectacular that game, but you just, get on with your role, do all the little things right, and the game will flow.
Besides winning the first 15 final, which you hope the team and yourself will do this Sunday, what other goals do you still want to achieve while playing rugby?
Is this as like a outside rugby or in?
Oh, just rugby in general.
Rugby in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we can manage to win this final, I'd like to go on. Our team's really set a huge goal of trying to make that top 4. Believe this group has got the potential. It's just we got to work real hard to get there each week, just improve, take it game by game. But that's one of our main goals.
What representative teams have you made? Here you were part of the Wellington under-18 camp in the recent school holidays.
As of now, for this year, haven't found anything out just yet. But last year, I made under 16s, and the year before. So I played in the Wellington Black team in 2023 and 2024. And this year, just aiming to make Centurions and hopefully, that Hurricanes under 18s camp team comes out later this year. So hopefully I can get into that team as well.
How were those 2 years you played for the Wellington under 16s? How'd you go at the Hurricanes under 16 tournament?
Yeah, that was a really cool experience. Obviously playing Hawke's Bay and Manawatu. And it was really cool to get with a group of guys who I haven't played with before, especially in 2023, play with like top names such as Archie, Charisma, Rewati, all those boys. It was really cool to get in a team with them and play rugby alongside them. Both years I think we came 2023 we came 4th, and then last year we came 3rd, but I think we definitely could have gone further. I think we drew with Hawke's Bay in the end, and they went through to the final.
Yeah. Of course, this Sunday is the final. It's a repeat of last year's final. You got the same opposition again in Wellington College out at Jerry Collins Stadium. How is the team preparing to meet Wellington College's challenge again?
Yeah, we've just been, obviously, like I said before, nice and relaxed, not overthinking the game too much. But we've got some good stuff planned for the game and just treating it like any other game, going into it real positive, and conditions could play a big part. So just being real adaptive as well.
Yeah, we've been blessed with fine weather lately in Wellington, but the forecast is looking a bit wet on Sunday. But that's a pretty good field out there at Jerry Collins Stadium. It would be great to play a final again on what is a pretty top-class field.
Yeah, very, very blessed to have an opportunity to play on a field like that. In terms of the weather, I think no matter what weather we get on Sunday, it should be a good game of rugby. And yeah, no matter the weather, the boys will be up for it. It's just got to be adaptive to the changes.
Now, of course, you've only got a term and a half, or not even that, left as a Year 13 student. What are your plans for 2026 in terms of your academics and your rugby?
So my plan for next year, I will stay in Wellington to study at Vic Uni, hopefully to study environmental science. And also I will be playing my rugby at Petone next year. play for the Colts, hopefully. So that's where I'll be based next year.
Well, that is fantastic, William. It's been awesome having you on the Huddy Hui. We've been meaning to get you on all year, but it's worked out well. That Silverstream are in the Wellington final again. And as a Silverstream old boy, we hope the first 15 comes away champions again. Go all the best for the preparation this week. We'll see you out there on Sunday at Jerry Collins Stadium.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on here. Really appreciate it.
Cool. That is William Davis, who's been our guest on the Hui tonight. One of the co-captains for the first 15. They've had a great Wellington competition up against their fierce rival in Wellington College this Sunday out at Jerry Collins Stadium. We'll be bringing you that game live on Huddy Sports this Saturday, 12:05 kickoff, live and free to watch on Huddy Sports YouTube. Also watch that via our website as well. That's this Sunday, but it's also start of the winter finals for College Sport Wellington. We've got our first winter final already. That is tomorrow night out at Jerry Collins Stadium, 6 o'clock, Wednesday the 6th of August. The Wellington Under-18 Girls Rugby final between St Mary's and Wellington East Girls College. So our coverage for that will start at 5:45. Thursday, we will be bringing you the third and fourth player for Whitby Collegiate and Wellington High School in hockey from the National Hockey Stadium. That kickoff is at 5:15. And then Saturday, we weren't having a game, but we've just been called up, and this game's going to be quite important. It's going to be the Wellington Under-19s taking on Canterbury Under-19s from Rugby League Park at 1 o'clock. So more details about that will be out on our socials during the week. And then, of course, next week we've got more College Sport Wellington finals over next week and the week after. So the month of August continues to be a busy one here on Huddy Sports as we close out the winter season. Huddy Hui will return next week for episode 158. But it's been a pleasure having William Davis on the Huddy Hui tonight. Many thanks to our sponsors, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited, Louise Reddy of New Zealand Travel Brokers, Gavin Murphy and the team from G and Hickton Funeral Directors, and Nathan Williams and his crew from EG Fresh Rain Eggs. They've been our new sponsor this year, and it's great to have them on board. And if you're willing to help out Huddy Sports, head over to huddysports.co.nz, email us at huddysportsnz@gmail.com, or find us on Instagram and Facebook. Always willing to have people keep what we do free here live on Huddy Sports. Well, it's been the Huddy Hui for tonight. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now.
It's the Huddy Hui. You can find Huddy Sports on Instagram and Facebook. And check out huddysports.co.nz.
Blocked drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning. From quick fixes to full renovations, he's got the tools, the team, and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable, and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here
And Cassie Murphy.
from G and Hickton Funeral Directors.
Don't leave it up to someone else to tell your story. Do it now when you can enjoy being part of the conversation.
With a prepaid funeral, you can have music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to our website at gianhickton.co.nz/pre-planning.
The Huddy Hui, Huddy Sports captivating sports show. The Huddy Hui covers Wellington Club rugby as well as other sporting topics of debate. Tune in on YouTube during the rugby playing months as host Brad Hudson interviews rugby players and other sporting personalities across the Wellington region and the rest of New Zealand. Catch the Huddy Hui streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and wherever good yarns are heard. The Huddy Hui live on Huddy Sports. Here at Huddy Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Huddy Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro. As here on Huddy Sports, we're always wanting to keep our content free on YouTube. So the idea of sponsors, we can promote you on live stream, our social media pages and our website. It's good to support the local community and helps keep Huddy Sport free for all to watch. So if you're interested to helping Huddy Sports, go to huddysports.co.nz or to our email address, huddysportsnz@gmail.com. Ciao for now.